Hello guys, in this video we will show you how to create a weekly calendar in Excel. If you're starting brand new in Excel and want to get familiar with it little by little, this weekly calendar is perfect for you. See all of the steps that you will learn in just one project. We recommend that you start here before you go into more advanced features in Excel. You can open Excel by typing Excel on the search bar on the lower left hand corner, or you can click on the Excel icon. One tip is that you can pin documents in Excel if you use them all the time. For example, I pin this calendar and every time I open Excel, I just go right into the pin tab and I can easily access this document. Create a blank workbook. This time we will create a calendar right from the start, everything from scratch. If you're new to Excel, every cell has a unique letter and number, just like an apartment number. This cell is A1, and this feature is very important to remember later on when we work with formula. The whole group of tabs is called the ribbon. For today's tutorial, we're going to be familiar with the Home tab, View tab, and maybe the Page Setup feature. If you look at the bottom of the screen, we also have another type of tabs called Worksheets. You can have as many as you need. The whole group of worksheets is called the Excel Workbook. Think of it as an office file that has many pages inside of it. The actual folder is the workbook, and the pages are the worksheets. The Home tab is one of the most important sections you really need to get familiar with in Excel. You want to become familiar with this one so you can format pretty much everything and how to place the cells around your workbook. So this is really the most important section in today's tutorial. Press Ctrl S to save your Excel workbook, or click on the file, Save As, and type My Excel Calendar. The calendar and use the autofill feature so you can see how this works. We're going to enter the first day of the week and autofill by placing the mouse on the lower right hand corner on Monday. We're gonna left click, leave it pressed, and drag to the right. Notice how the days of the week appear in small letters as I drag. So once you reach Sunday, just release the mouse. Just a quick note, and this is a mistake that I notice in a lot of Excel beginners. Do not press the two buttons at the same time. Meaning, do not press the Ctrl and the Z simultaneously like if it was a piano. You need to first press the Ctrl key, leave it pressed, and then while you do that, you press the Z. Then release both to see the Excel magic. Download a list of the most common shortcuts on the description of this video. And make sure that you watch our flash fill video so you can learn about this amazing shortcut in Excel. If you see the Excel shortcuts with 3 buttons, like for example, Ctrl-Shift-End, first select the cell where you want the change applied. Press the Ctrl key, leave it pressed, then press Shift, do not release either, and only after you press the End button, you will see the changes. This shortcut, by the way, lets you select a column or group of columns all the way to the end, even when there are blank spaces. This is very useful when you have hundreds of data to work with. The same thing will do with the hours. I am manually typing only the first 2 hours and autofill again. This time we'll select the rows from top to bottom, go to the Home tab and click on Fill, then Series, and press OK. This is another way if you find it easier than using the black fill handle that I showed you on the first example. Let's add some borders by selecting the entire calendar by left-clicking the upper corner and pressing until the rest of the calendar is gray. When you select anything in Excel by default, the first cell selected looks white, but that's okay, as long as the rest of the area is gray. Another way to quickly select the cells is by clicking anywhere in the hours or the days of the calendar. Press Ctrl A and all is selected as well. This is very useful when working with large data. Next, we will go to our borders on the Home tab. Select all borders and now looks like a real calendar. Almost. You probably might need to increase the width of the columns or rows, so let me show you an easy way. Select all of the column headers on top by left-clicking on the letters. See the downward arrow, and that's good. Leave it pressed while dragging on the right. You can also select the very upper corner between column A and row 1. You just need to adjust the width of any of the columns, and Excel will apply the same width to the rest of them. We'll do the same with the rows. If you use a mouse, it might be easier for you to move around the settings, depending on what it's more comfortable for you. I am just going to make the top row a little smaller by selecting it individually and adjusting it. Let's pretend for 1 second that I'm still not happy with the height, so we'll try something different. Let's have Excel help me. Select the row, go to Format tab, and then pick Out of Fit Row Height. Look, you can do the same with your column width. Let's try it. Go to the Format tab, and then pick the Out of Fit column width. I want to show you first how to do the basic formatting. Click on the cells, and we're going to change the colors of the headers. Click on the paint bucket for this and go to More Colors if you want to pick a very specific one. The font can get bigger by selecting the headers. Click on the drop-down menu on the Home tab and then increase as needed. Another way to increase or decrease the font size is with these two letter icons for bigger or smaller choices. Try it out. Now let's add some days and events in the calendar, and at the same time you will learn more tips in Excel. Let's enter lunch at 12 p.m. from Monday through Friday, but just type it in the first day. Let's add some color, change font, and center on the cell. This is all on the Home tab. Once done, you can just press autofill and complete the rest. Next, let me show you how to copy and paste, and then we will use the Format Painter. So from 3 to 4 p.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, let's exercise. Just type it one time on Monday. Now, select Monday, press Ctrl-C, and then press Ctrl-V on Wednesday on the cell. And last but not least, click on Friday and press Enter. This is a shortcut, so you don't have to press Ctrl-C and Ctrl-V multiple times. Looking good, so let's change the color and font for Monday. By the way, if you like this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe. You might want to check the other Excel tutorials and technology tips. Click on Monday, go to the Home tab, and in the upper left-hand corner, you will see the paintbrush. left click it 2 times. Just a quick tip, and that is that if you click on the paintbrush 1 time instead of twice, you will be able to copy the format of the cell, but just 1 cell at a time. I press Ctrl Z in this example to start over. So click on Monday, then on the paintbrush twice, and click on Wednesday and Friday. They now look the same. Now to deactivate the paintbrush, just click the paintbrush again or press Enter. Finally, to see how your schedule is going to print, press Ctrl P, and from there you can adjust your settings. First, let's go ahead and change the printer that we're going to use to the right one. For example, if you want the page to look horizontal, click right here on Orientation and choose Landscape. If you want to make the printout bigger, select the Custom Scaling option and increase or decrease as you wish. Last but not least, if you want this calendar centered on your page, check on Normal Margins, then Custom Margins, and check the options to be centered horizontally and vertically. Now here is something that we need to fix. The calendar is showing in 2 pages instead of 1. Let's go to the scaling option at the bottom and select Fit all columns in 1 page. These features that we just saw are also available on the Page Setup menu. Let's add a nice header for this calendar by going to the Header Footer tab, insert the file name on the center, and click OK. Let's go back to the file and remove the green message to finish. Notice that I merged files, so let's unmerge by clicking on the Merge and Center icon. To merge again, just select the cells to be joined and click Merge and Center. To clean up the green area, I am just copying one of the blank cells with Ctrl C. Then select all of the cells, the green cells, and paste them in bulk using Ctrl V. I am also deleting these columns by highlighting them from the header. Right-click and press Delete. Now you can select Ctrl P to see how the calendar is going to look, and that's it, your calendar is finished and ready to work for you. If you want the practice file, click on the description below if you want to follow along. We hope you learned some new tips while we build this calendar together. Please comment below what other features would you like to know in Excel, and also what is your favorite tip in Excel so far. Thank you and see you next time. Goodbye.